guys.
Welcome to the Princess Theater of the Star Princess. My name is Dan, I'm the senior production manager on board, and this is Christy.
Hi, I'm Christy, I'm the company performance manager on board, which basically means I'm in charge of all the singers and dancers you see on the stage. I'm just going to pass the mic over to my two peeps and now they can introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Patrick, I'm from England and I'm one of the dancers here.
Hello, I'm Gina and I'm one of your singers and I'm also from the UK.
Great, I want to put a little bit of a story in your mind. As you see, the smoke is going to set up the scene a little bit for us. Many years ago, our great ancestors were sitting around a fire. And Og, one of our cousins, began to tell the story of the hunt that day. And using the sound of the birds that they used to signal each other and demonstrating the roar of that animal when he reared up on his legs as they attacked him, he started to bring that story to life. Then, Cousin Stig stood up. This is going to be Cousin Stig a little bit. And he began to demonstrate how they surrounded that beast and how they closed in on him and began to attack him. And that brought the story to life for everybody else who was sitting on that fire. Then, in a flash of inspiration, one of the other guys reached down, grabbed a branch from the fire, pulled it out and held it up high so that everybody could see that wonderful interpretive dance as that wildebeest was killed and brought back for food. And that was the first song and dance team and the first lighting technician. Thank you very much. And we are all those, we're carrying that story forward from those early ancestors. So we are representing the storytellers of our family, our common family. In those old days, of course, as that fire branch was the beginning of theater technology. And as you see around you, it's progressed dramatically. What we'd like to do, did you want to add anything to that?
No, you cleared it all up, I think.
What we'd like to do, come on out, we're going to bring some microphones down in the house, and we're opening the floor for any questions that have been burning in your mind that goes on in terms of creating our shows, bringing our singers and dancers to the stage in order to perform for you. There's a long story. There's many people involved, of course. Theater arts is a collaborative art form. So there's writers, directors, there's even accountants and bankers who are involved in creating the whole process. So raise your hand if you have a question and we'll have somebody bring a microphone to you. We have one right down front.
Hi. Who does your choreography and how long does it take you to do your dances? And do you do it off the stage, you know, in town? And then you come on board and then you do it?
Yes. So basically we will all meet in Santa Clarita, which is our home base, and we have our big studios there, and we meet there and we stay there for 6 weeks and we learn all our material that you see us do, like the piazzas, the shows, pub night you saw. We stay there for 6 weeks. We learn everything we need to learn, and then we come to the ship, and for 1 month we do what we call an install, which is basically we do 1 month and we install everything we have. So say it's 2-week cruises, first 2 weeks of the cruise we'll perform 2 shows, and then we'll maybe 1 or 2 piazzas, and then the next 2 weeks we'll perform everything. So it kind of gets split in within that month.
What if somebody gets sick?
Sorry?
What if somebody's ill?
They don't get sick. No, what you see is what you get, basically. I've only got 15 people up here, 4 singers and 11 dancers. If someone is sick or have hurt themselves, I have to re-juggle and re-block.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Cass.
Cassie?
Did you have a question?
Yes, on your dancing, if the ship is really rocky, do you have to modify your steps, or do you just take that into account when you're learning?
Yes. Well, when you've probably witnessed, it has been quite rocky recently. We've been quite lucky that the rockiness has kind of stopped as we do our show. Thank you, Captain, slowing down. But yeah, for dancers, it's actually kind of easier because, yes, it is rocky, but basically we all go this way as we dance and then we all come back as a team. So for us, it's quite funny. For the singers, it's a lot harder because they actually have to stay still. So they're standing and singing and trying to do this and not move. So yeah. This is how I'm going to start. No, and then, so if it is too rocky for us, then myself and Dan will get together and we'll discuss on if we need to change any of the lift movements, that the pit go down, we won't use the pits. With the dancers, if the boys are throwing the girls over their heads, then maybe let's not do that, because sometimes there isn't a ground to come back down to, or the ground come up here to you. We have had opportunities where the girls can take their shoes off and be in lower heels. So there is a lot of ways around it. But we have, if it has to come to it, for safety reasons, we will cancel the show and then try and perform the next day or whenever we can, when it's not so rocky. Yep.
There's a question right here in the middle.
Yep.
When do you hold your auditions?
When do we have?
Yeah. Okay, so Princess hire from all over the place. They do auditions in LA, London, Australia. So you can go to a live audition, which is usually like an open call, so anybody can go. You don't have to be represented by an agent, which is great. So you get a chance to meet all the casting people, and some of the choreographers are there. But what Princess also does is they accept show reels. So if you, as a performer, have clips of yourself and you create them into a video, you can send that into the company and they can like assess you from your show reel. So for myself, I went to an open call and sent in my show reel because I'm a bit pushy. So yeah, they accept both ways. So it's kind of, if you can show off your best bits in your show reel and you can meet them, they can see you both ways. So yeah.
It could be up to 300, 400 people there, so they might not see you in the crowd. So if you do send your show reel in, then they get to concentrate on just you.
I was wondering how much training have you had?
How much training we have? We've had a very, very long training. We've all trained extremely hard to be where we are today. Some of us started dancing at 3 years old, myself. All of us went to professional colleges for at least 3 years. Some of us have got degrees in musical theatre. So between us all, we are very talented people and we've worked very hard to get where we are. I'll just boost myself up. I'll just boost us up. Yes.
Why was the show canceled last night, the first show theater?
We ran into a whole string of problems, technical problems, and they cascaded, and we had to try to solve one after the other, and then we had to run all of that and make sure everything was safe for everybody involved. So it took time.
So when is it going to be rerun?
Yeah.
We won't have time. The nights are packed with entertainment till the end of the cruise.
We were lucky though, we managed to get the show up at 9:45. And we tried to squeeze everybody in here because obviously we wanted you guys to watch the show because it is a really good show. I hope whoever came did enjoy it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes.
Question right here.
I was just wondering, while you were on ship, do you have other jobs you have to perform, like waiting or cleaning or anything like that?
No, we don't get employed to do any other jobs. Our main job is obviously, we've seen most of my dancers at the drill, so obviously we have to be in drills, safety, and then we perform on the stage for you. If you have seen some of my guys around near the internet, helping out with the art, helping out with the kids club, that is extra pay work. So we volunteer, or they can say, guys, we need some help with like port and shopping. Gina helps out with port and shopping. We need help. Do you mind helping us out? Of course, and then you get an extra pay. But our main job is to sing and dance on the vessel.
How long a period of time are you hiring for?
Sorry, can you just repeat that?
How long a period of time are you hiring?
Cool. Well, this team right now is a special team. We're on what we call a burrito, a 17-month contract. So we started all together about October 2016. So 15. So no, yeah, 15. To October 2015. Our first ship was the Grand Princess, and we stayed there for 5 months, and then we went home for 2 months. And then we went to the Golden and we did lovely Asia. And then we went home for about a month. and then we joined here in November 2016, and this will be our last ship together as a team. So for this right now, as there's a triple, because the Grand, the Gold and the Star are very, very basically they're sister ships. They have similar shows, the staging is very similar, so that's why they've joined those ships up together for the dancers and singers. But if you're just on a single contract, like the Crown is single, the Emerald single, the Royal, the Ruby, the Regal, they're all single contracts, and the dancers can stay on there from anything between 6 to 7 months. And then they will leave that contract, leave that ship, and then they will separate and go to a new team, or have a longer break, have a shorter break, go to a different company, do whatever they like.
Okay. My question is that you have such a short period of time for changing, and I've been backstage in theaters, and I know how small the area is. Can you describe the process? How quick change takes place?
We know each other very, very well. Yes, it is a much smaller area backstage, but a lot of the costumes that you see, for example, the men's shirts, if they have buttons on, there's usually a whole load of Velcro right behind it. So it's easy to whip on and off. We can set all of our costumes in the side of the wings just here. So you can just step straight into them, pull them on, zip yourself up. A lot of the girls' dresses will zip up at the back. Hook and eyes and poppers are our best friends. We all are here to help each other, but we have a team of dressers backstage as well. So it's about 7 guys. 7 guys that work all over the ship. They're carpenters, electricians, yeah, from all over the ship basically. And they come backstage, they help us out with any of our quick changes and any sort of running stuff around the back of the theatre to get it to the other side. If you need some gloves from here over to here, then, and you're on stage, so you clearly can't do it yourself, they go and do all that for you. So they're a great help.
Over here.
I was just curious, is how often do they try to keep your team together if they renew most of the people on the team for another contract?
As a whole team, everybody, they rarely keep everybody together. They might keep maybe 3 or 4 people that have been on the same team, but if you remember, some people like a longer break, some people like a shorter break, some people want to go and work on land. So you'll never see a full team that have been working together before.